Greetings and salutations. I'm Christopher Platt, reporting for Your Black World News with an article from the Washington Post. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and visit theblackbusinessschool.com to learn about financial literacy and how you can grow your business today. James A. Fields, Jr., the avowed neo-Nazi who rammed his car into a group of counter-protesters at a white supremacist rally, was sentenced to life in prison by a jury Tuesday after a trial that offered an unsparing view of the physical and emotional ruin he caused with a burst of vehicular rage 16 months ago. As he had throughout his 2-week trial, Fields, 21, sat impassively at the defendant's table, clad in a powder blue sweater, as the jury delivered its punishment at about 12:20 p.m. after about 4 hours of deliberations that began Monday. Life for first-degree murder, 70 years for each of 5 counts of aggravated malicious wounding, 20 years for each of 3 counts of malicious wounding, and 9 years for leaving the scene of a fatal crash. His overall sentence, life plus 419 years and $480,000 in fines. The same jury of 7 women and 5 men convicted Fields of those 10 offenses Friday in Charlottesville Circuit Court. In Virginia, trial juries determine what penalties should be handed out within sentencing ranges dictated by law. Judge Richard E. Moore, who said he will formally sentence Fields on March 29th, can impose a lesser punishment than the jurors called for, but is not allowed to increase the sentences. Fields, whose psychiatric disorders dating to early childhood were detailed in court by a mental health expert, did not deny that he intentionally accelerated his Dodge Charger into a group of counter-protesters at the Unite the Right rally on August 12, 2017. His lawyers contended that he was afraid for his safety and acted to protect himself. But jurors, in issuing 10 guilty verdicts last week, rejected that argument. One of the anti-racism demonstrators, Heather Hare, 32, who worked for a local law firm, was killed in the crash, and 35 others were hurt. Fields also faces a separate federal trial for an array of alleged hate crimes related to the incident, including one offense that carries a possible death sentence. No trial date has been set in that case, and the Justice Department has not announced whether it will seek capital punishment. In the meantime, Fields will wait in a state penitentiary, where an inmate who has served a certain amount of a sentence can petition for geriatric release after age 60. Otherwise, Virginia does not allow parole for felonies committed after the mid-1990s. Several of the injured survivors testifying at Fields' trial and sentencing hearing described lasting bodily wounds, psychological anguish, and financial distress. They spoke of shattered bones and crippling nerve damage from which they might never fully recover, of nightmares and social isolation caused by post-traumatic stress disorder, and of crushing medical bills from multiple surgeries that have depleted their insurance and could burden them far into the future. Hare's mother, Susan Bro, told the jury Monday that after her daughter's death, she had trouble finding a recent photo of her and Hare. She said she realized that the two seldom posed for pictures together, thinking they did not need mementos, quote, because we just took it for granted that we'd be around each other for years to come, end quote. In December 2017, 4 months after the deadly chaos at a downtown Charlottesville street corner, Bro said she carried her artificial Christmas tree to a table in her home, but could not muster the will to put it up. This year, the trial has reopened the wounds, she testified, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get the tree out of the shed, frankly. Hundreds of white supremacists descended on the city for the rally, nominally in support of Charlottesville's statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee, which officials plan to take down if they win a pending lawsuit over the issue. Chanting racist and anti-Semitic slogans as they marched in the streets, the white supremacists violently clashed with counter-protesters for hours. Photos and video of the mayhem, including images of broken bodies propelled in the air by Fields' speeding Dodge, were viewed worldwide, galvanizing public attention on emboldened ethno-fascists in the early months of the Trump administration. Fields, who drove alone to the rally from his apartment in Maumee, Ohio, had long been fascinated by Nazi Germany, espousing admiration for the militarism and racial purity doctrine of the Third Reich, acquaintances have said in interviews. But his ideology did not come up in testimony at the trial, which focused mainly on his actions that August afternoon and the devastating consequences for his victims. Daniel Murray, a University of Virginia psychologist who reviewed thousands of pages of Fields' school and mental health records, testified that Fields was diagnosed with bipolar disorder at age 6 and, as an adolescent, was found to be suffering from schizoid personality disorder. Murray said Fields was housed in psychiatric facilities for 3 stretches before his 15th birthday. He told the jury that Fields, who did not take the witness stand at the trial, has been given to angry, sometimes violent outbursts since before he was old enough to walk. A loner and social misfit, he washed out of Army basic training after graduating from high school, then worked low-end jobs, playing video games for dozens of hours a week, Murray said. But Murray, whose court-ordered evaluation of Fields included about 14 hours of jailhouse interviews, testified that Fields did not meet Virginia's legal definition for not guilty by reason of insanity, and Fields did not mount such a defense. To be acquitted on the basis of insanity, a defendant must show that he did not understand the difference between right and wrong at the time of the offense or was mentally unable to control his actions. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to share this video and let us know what you think. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Your Black World YouTube channel and visit theblackbusinessschool.com today. I'm Christopher Platt reporting. Until next time, shalom.